Sandwiches, movies, sports, and the outdoors, all in one broadcast. You don't want to miss this.
Welcome to KMNH, Kids Making the News Happen.
This weekend is the big event as Happen's Peanut Butter and What competition returns to the Happen studio for a day of making and tasting peanut butter and whatever you can imagine sandwiches. All this week, families are perfecting their sandwiches as they get ready for the Kids' Choice and Chef's Choice competitions. Plus, the kid judges for the Kids' Choice competition were getting ready to taste some tasty and maybe not so tasty peanut butter sandwiches. We paid a visit to Morsel Nosh as they showed off the 2024 Peanut Butter and What medal. And we can't wait to find out who is going to have their sandwich on Morsel Nosh's menu for the next 3 months. We recently asked Michael from Morsel Nosh to join us on the Happen Teen podcast and the reason why their sandwiches are so good.
What do you think you're going to be looking for when you're judging the Peanut Butter and What competition?
Creativity. And one of the challenges, as I've been saying, is that, I'm going to expect the peanut butter to be edge to edge. And when we get into other things, salad, peanut butter and What does present somewhat of a challenge in that you may not be able to include very much veg, but you have fruit is an option that you could opt for. And condiments, some people have mixed peanut butter and mayonnaise, and it does have a very interesting flavor to it. It can be a little salty. But basically, I'm going to look for creativity. Did the person put a thought into this? Did they, because keep in mind, too, that when kids make these sandwiches, each sandwich is going to be cut into 4 or 6 pieces. So you want to make sure that it's spread edge to edge so that everyone gets the same taste or the same bite. So I'm going to look at, the appearance is going to change because the sandwich is going to be cut into small pieces. So I'm not going to focus on appearance, but I will focus on taste. It's ultimately down to taste. Is this a pleasurable experience? Is this something like, oh, hey, I would eat that? We have customers that come in and we have a build your own menu, and some of the build your own compositions that come in are crazy. They're all over the place. And sometimes I'm like, oh, that's gross. Other times I'm like, hey, that's really interesting. I've never done that combo before. I want to make one of these and try it myself. And we have folded some sandwiches into a special based on what a customer thought of. So I'm going to, again, look for creativity, and when I eat it, is it a solid bite?
They take their sandwiches seriously.
If you were to make a sandwich, what exactly would you put on it to be the perfect sandwich?
So most franchise sandwich shops will put between 2 and 3 ounces of the protein on the sandwich. We do 4 ounces, which is a quarter pound, so it's a pretty hefty sandwich. And as I said, our condiment, our spread has to be spread edge to edge. When we assemble the sandwich, I don't want all the meat on one side of the sandwich and then the other side thin, so I have to make sure that the meat is spread evenly, make sure that the vegetables are spread out so that, like I said, when you eat the sandwich, as you're eating the whole sandwich, you get the same bite or the same flavor throughout the experience.
KMNH will be there on Saturday to report on the play-by-play action as we name this year's Peanut Butter and What champions.
Welcome to Happen Street Smarts. I'm Echo. So let's walk, talk, and learn about Northside. Northside was one of the wealthiest and most thriving business districts in the region up until the mid-1900s, when shoppers started to move to department stores and malls built in the suburbs. You heard it here on Happen Street Smarts.
Thank you to Kathy Fletcher of Fletcher Realty for always supporting Happen.
Hi, my name is Jude, and let's bounce into basketball. We'll be starting with the WNBA draft, where Caitlin Clark was taken at number 1 by the Indiana Fever. She is also said to be signing an endorsement deal with Nike that would be worth over $20 million. Next, Purcell Marine's women's basketball star, Dee Alexander, said she has committed to playing at UC in 2025. Alexander is the two-time Miss Ohio in basketball and is ranked number 6 nationally in her recruiting class. Now on to baseball, where the Reds are toward the bottom of the National League Central Division. Ellie De La Cruz is leading the team in homers and stolen bases. Jonathan India has come back from his foot injury, but is still batting under average. With about 4 months left until fantasy football drafts, it is good news to hear that T. Higgins will be most likely still playing for the Bengals this year. Thanks for watching, and before I go, I want to give a shout out to my little brother Arlo for doing the pictures. This was Sports with Jude. Bye!
This broadcast was provided by United Reliance. Thanks for making it happen.
Around 2022, these plots of concrete were put on the outsides of the Parker Woods Trail with no explanation. There was no reasoning on the Cincinnati Park Board at the beginning of the trail. This left us all wondering, what could they be for?
One theory is that they were going to put benches here but ran out of funding. This could be a potential safety hazard for a trail runner who needs to take a break and has no bench to sit on.
Another possible theory is that this is a passing lane for one person to wait while the other person walks by.
But this leaves us all wondering, what's the real reason for these concrete plots?
Make sure to leave your guess in the comments section. Hi, I'm Joey. In this spring, summer, and fall season, I'm going to be reporting to you about all the things that are happening outdoors at Happen. Did you know that Happen maintains, grows, and harvests 4 different gardens in our Northside neighborhood? So every week, I'm going to be bringing to you the news of what's happening in all of the Happen gardens. Plus, I'll be talking with a special guest, Happen volunteers, and experts in the world of gardening, landscaping, insects, birds, worms, bees, and, well, everything from soil and compost to flowers and trees, and everything in between. My first story next week will be about Happen's Do Goods Garden, which is now in the last phase of construction leading to completion, and is just in time for planting this season's crops. But this garden is more than growing vegetables. It's about the community and the environment. Join me next week right here on KMNH for Thumbs Up, my new segment bringing you the latest green news. Happen's Teen Film Club hit it big again with their new film, Justice Unleashed. Last year, their short film ran in the Over the Rhine Film Festival in downtown Cincinnati. This year, their film was shown in the HorrorHound Film Festival, where over 30,000 visitors came to watch, learn, and have fun in the world of filmmaking all in one weekend. I got a chance to talk to 16-year-old Echo, who leads the Happen Teen Film Club, about her experience at this year's convention and having her film be a part of this year's lineup.
Yeah, it was really nice to kind of like see how supportive and excited people were about the project, and like, you know, it had been a year and a half in the making kind of, so yeah, it was really nice to kind of see, like, finally kind of get public reception and public feedback about this thing, and it was all really positive. Like, people were really interested in what we were doing.
Happen had their own booth at the festival, and Echo was able to sign autographs and talk with fellow directors and fans.
Thank you to everybody who like helped coordinate things at HorrorHound, both like for us at Happen and like getting those connections, but also just like the volunteer coordinators and all of their work over that weekend. It was overall really good experience.
Make sure to watch for Justice Unleashed being released this month on Happen's YouTube channel.
Thanks for watching this episode of KMNH. We want to hear from you. Is there something that you want the KMNH team to report on? Just let us know, and remember to like and subscribe to our channel to make sure that you won't miss the next episode of KMNH.